Everybody, just want to let you know that living off-grid doesn't mean you're planning on living in a shack. And what do I mean by that? Some people that live off-grid, they live in what I consider what looks like a shack or a little wooden home in the woods. I'm going to show you how we do it. And it's not like what you expect. Let's get to it. I could live in a little wooden shack, but I thought, why do that? If I'm living off the grid, let's do it in style. So we built our own place and made it look like this. It's about 700 square meters, or about 7,000 square feet. And we have really high ceilings in here. Very large windows, so we have plenty of airflow. We got our own farm. We make our own electricity. We got wells for our water, purify everything. We have Tesla Starlink for our communication. Library for electronic devices, as well as great books to read. You could have a simple kitchen, or why not put in a real kitchen? That's what we did. Put in a real kitchen, real refrigerator, real microwave, real stove and oven. Sink, obviously we made the sink a lot lower for my wife because she is only 4'8". But it's a real kitchen. As I said, let's put in a door on one side and a door on the other side, because sometimes the cooking, in my opinion, especially that dried fish or bagoong, that stuff smells terrible to me. So let's take a look upstairs. Upstairs is our third floor. Gives you a great look down below. We also have an office up here. Spare sleeping space for, we have lots of guests, it seems like all the time. Another sitting area, family room, and a spectacular view of our community. Yes, we were the pioneers for the expat community. And what do you think of that view? Let me know in the comments below what you think of the view. Down here we have Loveland Beach. Over here is Seaview. Over there is Villa M. And we have other expats coming over this way as well. Mike and Marlene Sullivan. Mike is a retired airline pilot. But you can see throughout our yard we have all kinds of fruits and vegetables, nuts, all growing here. Hidden amongst the trees are our livestock, pigs, ducks, chickens, turkeys, geese, ostrich. We don't have ostrich anymore. Peacock. A great place for getting our eggs and meat. And then out here, look at that. A great place to get your fresh seafood. Doesn't get any better. Is this possible? Yes, it is. Does it take discipline? Yes, it does. But it can be done. Living off the grid, everybody thinks you're going to be living in a log cabin. You know what? I say no. We're going to go for something far better. So my wife and I built this. This is our 7,000 square foot, or about 700 square meter home here in the Philippines. Got a nice solar array there, which a lot of people will expect to see. Over here, that is our solar hot water production. What you see, the guy in the red shirt, he is actually helping out with the changing of one of our solar inverters. What happens when we have solar power being collected from the sun, it converts into DC power, direct current, then goes over to an inverter and it converts it from DC power to AC power, which is alternate current. Then we take that and we use it to power the house. We also use the DC current that comes from our solar array. It will go into and be stored in our battery bank. Yes, it is bloody hot here in the Philippines, but fortunately we have a lot of airflow through our house. That's the way we designed our own home. We do have air conditioning, and speaking of air conditioning, we're going to be putting an air conditioning unit inside our solar inverter and battery room. And the reason being, if it gets too hot, the batteries are less efficient and the inverter is less efficient. So by us using that air conditioning during the daytime when we're making all kinds of electricity, more than what we can use that electricity, that spare electricity, to power a small window unit that we will install into our solar power station room. Let's go over and take a look and see what they're doing. So you're going to take out the old inverter and put in a new inverter, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Hello.
Hello po.
All right, we'll let you work on this. We'll come back periodically to check on you.
Yes,
We're
sir.
making a YouTube video to show you putting this in.
Really?
Yes. So this is the guy doing it. Alan Minon. Minion.
Yeah.
Yes. Like the minion from Despicable Me, diba?
Yeah.
You should put on red clothes, or not red clothes. You should put on yellow shirts and jean bottoms and say, "I'm a minion."
That's what my kids are using with the minions. Yeah. They buy some, stuff.
Yeah. See, that'd be a great logo
Minions.
for your business.
Yeah.
I'm a minion. Call the minion.
Okay.
Okay, great. So we'll let you work on this.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. This one is more.
And you're probably wondering, what are these things that kind of look like a cactus? Well, it's not a cactus. What that is, it's actually dragon fruit. And we use concrete columns to support them. If you don't use the concrete columns, for some reason they don't produce. I can't explain why. It's just the nature of how these plants work. I'm going to show you our laundry and our solar-powered laundry dryer. This should be done all over the world. That's it. Hanging clothes outside. Yes, this is a great way to dry your clothes naturally without having to use electricity. Let's go find out how we wash our clothes. We have a voice-activated way of getting our laundry done. This is how. Hello.
Morning po.
Yes, making a YouTube video. Say hello.
Hello.
Yes, hello world. And this is how our clothes are washed. Everything is voice activated. So you get to wash clothes in the shade around beautiful tropical flowers and relaxing with the rest of us. Let's continue walking through our off-grid farm here in the Philippines. Like I was saying earlier, I'm an American expat living here with my Filipino wife, and we live off the grid. And this is just a sample walkthrough of our farm here in the Philippines. We have all kinds of fruit everywhere. Banana trees, coconut trees. Big thing is, don't walk underneath the coconut or you might have a little visitor dropping down on your head. So what's going on over here? My father-in-law, they've been harvesting coconut, and my mother-in-law is coaching, and he is going to be making copra. Copra is what they use for making coconut oil. This is our copra kiln. We throw the copra, or the meat from the coconut, inside here. We use the kiln to dry it. The dried meat is then used for making the coconut oil. And if you are a person who lives on a farm or internationally on a farm, people understand that smoke, like this kind of smoke from leaves and whatnot, are great for your plants because they love the carbon monoxide, the carbon dioxide. They take that, the plants use photosynthesis to make oxygen. Also in that process, what it does, it makes food for the plants. One thing that I noticed is that when we do this, we also get a smoky flavor in a lot of our fruit, vegetables. Everybody, we continue our tour walking around our farm. We're going to go meet some of our animals. Yes, we have lots of turkeys here. But later on in the day, we will let them out and they'll follow us and walk around. We'll let them pick through the grass on the farm. As we were saying earlier, just about every tree that we have on our property has fruit, vegetables, or nuts. We have coconuts, bananas, pili nuts, guava, papaya, pineapple, starfruit, rambutan, and many others. Let's continue our tour on the farm. This over here is pretty much where we get our eggs. For us, the duck egg is far superior to the chicken egg. The other great thing about the duck egg, it's larger. I find it tastes better and is very filling. Another great thing about having lots of ducks to produce your eggs compared to chickens, ducks are quiet. Roosters will wake up in the morning. Obviously roosters don't lay eggs. We also have female chickens, but the female chickens are incentivized to lay eggs for their males. Nevertheless, roosters make a lot of noise at sunrise or if you have a full moon. So if we don't have as many roosters, it's a lot quieter here on the farm. And that's why we've decided to go with lots of ducks. They're fantastic. We also let them roam around the property too. And what's great about when they walk through the vegetable garden is that they pick the harmful insects off of there and they eat them without destroying the vegetables. So what we can do, instead of using a chicken to walk through there, they will destroy everything. We can use our ducks and they will walk through and they'll take away the harmful insects. Pretty nice how nature works. All right, everybody, thanks for watching and hope you'll come back again so you can see more about how Rose and I are living off the grid here in the Philippines. Thanks. See ya.